Assalamualaikum and a very good day. I read to Ma'am Erda. My name is Anu Ashiki binti Helmi, 2180603, and today I will present about my research proposal on a comparison between human translation and machine translation in translating a technical text. Okay, when we talk about a translation, we must know that translation is a process when we change the original text, the true meaning of original text to another language. Previously, translation is done by human occupation, but as the technology advanced, so the translation can be assisted by machine. Okay, when we talk about machine translation, what is machine translation? Machine translation refers to a software that translates content into different languages, and it is developed by computer and help human encrypt text and speech in another language in a short time and operate without any human help. And it is the ability to replace the origin text to target languages text with the similar content and can be understood by audience easy. Okay, next, the theories and methods of translation are also important in maintaining the style and intent of the original message in the source text. As for the background study, translation activities began officially after the establishment of Sultan Idris Training College (SITC) in Tanjung Mani Perak, and the next establishment of Translation Association, Malaysian Translation Association (MTA), which was renamed as Pejabat Karang Mengarang. Back then, PKM carried out its initial tasks of writing, translating and editing textbooks and novels as well as maintaining printing works. And next, the establishment of Dewan Bahasa Pustaka, which contributes to the development of translation. Among the activities carried out, translation efforts stopped during the Japanese occupation in 1940s, and in the 1916s, a paper titled Panduan Menterjemah, written by Sufyan Sahuri and has published in DPP. Papers from 1962 was a first guideline that has been used for the translator at that time. And in 1990s, translation became more important as most of the students started to enhance knowledge, enabling people to master foreign language and the need of community itself. Here we can see that translation is very important to understand, is for one to understand and to obtain information from reading material other than English.
As for the problem statement, translating is a method in delivering the meaning from original language to target language. But if something is not clear, then it will cause problem in understanding the information or messages given. This problem always happen to translation by machine like Google Translate, even though the usage is widespread due to its ability to translate quickly as described by Iman Santoso. Plus, translation by machine pin transferring words or sentences only that can be produced as the meaning of fully same to original meaning, but it is a failure in understanding the content of the actual meaning for the text. And lastly is the machine translation only provides guidelines or a preview of the source text before the actual translation process is performed by a translator. Human translation is said to often produce good translation better than machine translation.
For the previous research study, I have collected some of relevant past studies that can be used that related to my studies for research methodology. And for the I have collected for machine translation, human translation and cultural element in translation. As for the machine translation, I choose a study titled Terjemahan Koleksi Arab Melayu, which write by Farah Hanan and Muhammad Fauzi. And for human translation, I choose writing by Imran Ho Abdullah in 2003. The title is Teknologi Terjemahan untuk Pendidikan dalam Era Globalisasi and Ekonomi Berasaskan Ilmu. And for the cultural element in translation, I choose a writing by Nurliza in 2011, Penterjemahan Bahasa Figuratif dalam karya Victor Hugo, Legenda Abad. Okay, as for research objective and research question, I attach two both in one time as it's related with each other. And the first research question that I have attached here is: there any similarities between human translation and machine translation in translating French text? And the objective is to identify aspects and similarities between human translation and machine translation in translating technical front text. And the second one is what are the methods used of translation of cultural elements used by human translation and machine translation. And the objective is to identify the translation that related to element of language by human translation and machine translation. For my literature review, in chapter 2, it consists of 3 sections, which is first is the findings of relevant past studies, second section will contain aspect of grammar in translation, and third section is culture elements in translation. Okay, for the theoretical framework, I choose to use translation theory by Mildred Larson, and the study is based on how translation requires to mastery the source language, knowledge of translation theory, and social cultural thematic knowledge contained in the literature. Larson state that translation is meant to reiterate the same meaning by using appropriate lexicon and grammatical structure in its target language and cultural context. Larson definitions connects meaning to the cultural context. Here is the conceptual framework that I choose to use in my research proposal. In this study, I use qualitative method, which are required to do research on some selected technical text, which means of literature, reading of material was carried out on books, dictionary, and website, and the others suitable material. And this study use analysis methodology. Only that does not involve field activities. This methodology is more time saving, and I think it's more appropriate for my topic. Okay, as for the scope of the study, the reference that we use is the literature of Malay and French, text translation and cultural aspect in the literature. Besides, past studies also need to be reviewed to support the topic of the study and to make it a source of reference. Past studies are important to ensure that there's not repeat previous study and also to aim to appreciate the scholarly writings of scholars in the same fields. Okay, as for data collection, the book titled Le Champion, work by S. Osman Kelantan, has been selected to represent human translation, and the next sample of studies is a translation by Google Translate, which uses the internet completely and is selected to represent machine translation in translating technical textual from the book Le Champion itself. The data analyzing was to perform to compare the similarities and differences between human translation and machine translation of technical text. The order of the data analyzed of the data is illustrated in the flow chart.
That's all from me. Thank you.